Rather long and rather not much time to sit back and talk about the performances, but may I thank you now for all your pertinent comments, as always. It's a joy to work
pleasure.
and have you here, Jane. Thank you very much. And that is then the end of the fourth Eurovision Young Musician of the Year competition. It came to you live from the celebrated Concertgebouw in Amsterdam. Next year, we'll be seeing the third competition to find Europe's outstanding young dancers, and that's going to be held in Paris at the historic Théâtre des Champs-Élysées, no less, and the final's going to be at the end of June 1989, just a few days before the French invite the world to celebrate with them Bastille Day and the bicentenary of the French Revolution. And then in 1990, the next young musician competition will be coming from Vienna. Believe it or not, that location was decided months ago, a year ago. It's just a happy coincidence that Vienna provided us with 1988's winner too, but we'll all be there, and I hope Julian will be there, Julian Rachlin, this year's winner, to join us and to play for us even if we have the chance. But for the time being, this is Humphrey Burton saying good night to you from the Concertgebouw. Thank you, Jane Glover, very much indeed for your comments, and thank you, listeners, viewers, for bearing with us for this slightly over-extended programme, but we hope you've enjoyed a marvellous evening of music making. Britain, represented by David Pyatt, and the horn player, and 6 young musicians playing their hearts out for your delectation. So now, once again, good night to you from Amsterdam.
Well, BBC Two, together with Radio 3 in stereo, pays a live visit to one of the world's major music festivals on Saturday night, when Andrew Davis conducts the BBC Welsh Symphony Orchestra and Chorus in the works of 2 Czech composers, Smetana and Janacek, in Wells Cathedral at the Bath International Festival. This first of our visits to the festival is at 7 o'clock this Saturday night. Radio 3 will also be at the Bath Festival tomorrow for a live performance at the Theatre Royal by the Vermeer String Quartet, playing music by Mendelssohn, Janacek and Beethoven, his Razumovsky Quartet. Radio 3 tomorrow evening at 7:30. Now, because of the extended competition in Amsterdam, our next programme on 2 will be followed at 10 to 11 by Newsnight from Moscow, discussing today's superpower summit and including an item on the impact of perestroika and glasnost on the Soviet military. This means that we shall be postponing the start of the new Garry Shandlings show until next week. So now we take our final look back at the Chelsea Flower Show in Reflections of Gold.
London SW3 on the banks of the River Thames, where upper crust life in Cheney Walk and Embankment Gardens and the gentle business of the Royal Hospital go on uninterrupted for 51 weeks of the year, until the 3rd week in May marks an end to all that with the coming of the canvas.
The President of the Royal Horticultural Society traditionally says this year's Chelsea Flower Show is the best. Certainly everyone's different because the exhibitors change a bit from year to year. But I wouldn't want to look back to pick out the very best ever. Certainly this year's show has been the most comfortable I remember, because a new ticket system has reduced the numbers attending by 2/5. And then there's the weather. Apart from a bit of rain on Thursday to lay the dust, it's been absolutely marvellous for exhibitor and visitor alike. But what about those trade people who come to earn their living for the year? Well, with those reduced numbers, some are 5 or 10% down in trade.